People are literally failing left and right, but nobody cares to explain to you why this actually happens. But if you master this one specific skill, you will not only have mastery over your own life, but you will control the one thing that dictates your very reality. And of course, that concept is going to be mastery over your own thoughts. Now, a lot of us are going to sit there and, in a sense, question, why is this even important? Why is it important for me to control my own thoughts? Quite simply put, because your reality is governed by the way that you interpret and you perceive things. To better illustrate this concept, we'll have two different scenarios over here. We'll have person A, okay, and we'll also have person B down here. Now, let's say for the context of this scenario, they're both salespeople, door-to-door salespeople, those guys that come and knock on your door and they try to sell you something. They're both door-to-door salespeople. And let's say, to further the context of the situation, it's going to be a rainy day. It's raining outside, the weather's really bad. Person A is gonna decide to not work this day. He's gonna not knock doors, he's not gonna make sales, he's not even gonna try to push himself because of the weather. So he's not gonna make any money. Nothing. Person B is going to see this as an opportunity to actually make more money. He's gonna tell himself, hey, look, all the other people out there, they're not going to knock doors. They're going to stay at home because it's raining outside. That means that there is more opportunity for myself. So person B actually will end up making more money. Now, this is just one example to illustrate this concept. Now, if we were to take this scenario and extrapolate it over a long period of time, you'll notice that person B is going to reap advantage of every single opportunity that it presents itself, and in turn, be more financially successful, physically successful, mentally successful, have better relationships, because they are approaching situations with an abundant frame of mind. So, what we need to look at over here is a frame. A frame is the lens through which you interpret reality. Once again, we'll take two examples. We will have person A and we will also have person B. Now, person A observes reality through a negative lens. Not good, very bad, a negative lens. And person B is going to observe reality through a positive lens. Good, abundant, wealth, money, health, all these things. So whenever you have person A come across a situation, they're going to come across with scarcity, with fear, with doubt, and person B over here is going to come across and see situations with abundance, with gratitude, with joy, with happiness. So once again, if you take both of these examples and you stretch their lives over a long period of time and you just observe every single opportunity that it presents itself, every single situation or scenario that they encounter, person B is always going to deal with these situations better and in turn have a better quality of life. So how do we actually gain mastery over our own thoughts? How do we start to view things in a positive state of mind? It all comes down to your consciousness. Are you conscious of your own subconscious and unconscious thoughts? Now let that sink in. Most people don't realize that they're being negative. Most people don't even understand that they're being scarce, that they're being fearful. They're not conscious of these thoughts. So what we need to do is, first of all, we need to be cognizant of our own state. We need to understand who we are. We need to understand the way that we're perceiving things and observe ourselves from this third perspective. And through that self-observation and critique, you'll begin to notice your train of thoughts. Am I a more abundant person? Am I a more growth mindset oriented? Or am I somebody who's more scarce, a little bit more fearful and more fixed mindset? And based off of that, you need to tweak accordingly. Let's just say that you are somebody who's a little bit more negative when it comes to their state of mind. You need to make the practice of being more abundant. And the best way to actually do this is to be grateful for actually what you have. You need to be grateful for all the simple things, like the water that you have, the food that you have, the clothes that you have, the family that you have, the roof over your head that you have. You have to be grateful for these things. And what this is going to do over a long period of time is it's actually going to condition your mind to being more positive and being more abundant. So if you, once again, continue to do this over and over and over again, like any muscle in your body, you now become conditioned and accustomed to act in this way. So if you start by being grateful for the things that you have, the things around you, you'll notice that now all of a sudden you view things in a more abundant and positive life. It's like that age-old glass half full or glass half empty analogy. And we also need to understand, lastly, is that your beliefs are essentially what you give power to. So if you believe that you are poor, you don't have money, then all of a sudden you've given this belief power over you. And this belief is actually going to govern your lifestyle. And now all of a sudden, you won't be as successful and you also won't be as fulfilled. But if you believe, once again, with that abundant, positive state of mind, that you are wealthy, that you are abundant, that you are fit, that you are healthy, this belief has power over you and it governs you. And it will allow you to live a better quality lifestyle. So if you master your thoughts, you will master your reality, the way that you live, your lifestyle. If you can't even control your own thoughts and you're negative and you're not abundant and you're scarce, what's going to happen is over a long period of time, you'll notice that you'll never achieve great things.